Hello, hello, and welcome back to another live stream. How's it going, everyone? Happy Friday. I got a headache. So it might be a shorter stream. I'm just giving you guys a warning now. There's a chance it's gonna be a shorter stream. Hello, Blue Sneaker. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Other than that, other than my headache, they restocked some of the regular sparkling ice, so I bought some regular sparkling ice. Hallelujah. I bought, and it was on sale because they're probably trying to get rid of it to make room for the freaking shitty tasting one. Starburst one. It was on sale, so I bought more. I bought like a 12 pack. You know, some positives, you know, I'll take what I can get. Other than that, same old. Next week should be interesting. Got 2 days of no meetings. I use a lot of runtime virtual textures, RVT. I've only ever used RVT in terms of like landscape blending, and not a lot. I've used it like less than a handful of times total. And every time I just follow a tutorial to how to set it up because I can never remember because I use it that few times. But every time I use a landscape and I need to like blend rocks or anything like that, yeah, absolutely, I will use RVT. You kind of should, like, without question, use RVT in those, you know, those scenarios. Otherwise, blending it is just such a pain in the ass. RVT just takes care of it. The problem with RVT and anything else is, or rather, the problem with landscapes is freaking baking and displacement. Light baking and displacement does not play nice. And that's kind of a problem. I need nanite displacement, like material nanite displacement, to work nicely with light baking, and it doesn't. So that's unfortunate. Like, I get it, it's because it's live, it's dynamic, technically, but I'd rather tell it to be like, no, treat it as not live, and then it'll be fine. But I don't get to make the calls, so it is what it is. But the plan today is we got to package a game. Well, first we need to make sure that the new power-ups that we've added so far are at least available to select. And then we need to package the game. So it's gonna be great because I have a headache and we're gonna be doing the most fun thing in the world, packaging a game that's definitely never crashes and never has any problems and always works first try, which is why it's gonna help the headache so much and get rid of it totally. Save me from my own misery. Get the kids, mom, get the camera. We do need to you know, once the package, you know, we continue on. I just want to get a package going because I want to do the I want to record the devlog on Sunday. Yeah, probably Sunday, because tomorrow I'll be recording Sunday's video, editing and all of that stuff. I also have a call with someone tomorrow that I need to do. Mornings. So yeah, you know, busy weekend. It's also almost the first of the month. Because, well, I mean, I guess it is because I'm making the devlog. It's on Tuesday. Yeah. Yeah, my day off is on Tuesday. Anyway, shall we begin our exciting adventure of seeing if we can just keep things the way they are in terms of boss card shop. Oh, this totally works. Oh, shit, okay, screw it. I don't need to modify anything here. It just fits because it's set up that way. It's just set up to fit already, so it just fits. Cool, great. Yay. Couple of things we need to check though. One is being this: if I remove the save game, does it give me the proper base setup? Or not? Because that's kind of important. Saved. It's a save game. Save games. Change the settings. I'm just gonna change the save game name and then play. So those are white by default because nothing's selected. I mean, I have nothing in here, but I have. Wait a second. I have a feeling I'm. Oh, I didn't grab these. Yeah, great sword and. Okay, so I'm getting the correct cards though. Okay, cool. You know what? You notice that my debug methods do not use the blue bug debug tool. Blue bug, mostly because I don't know what the blue bug debug tool is. Is there a tutorial on it somewhere that I missed? Usually the only thing I want to know is something firing when I want it to and was it printing? That's it. Like I personally do not like the whole F9 stop execution thing. I don't want to ever stop the execution. I just want to know what it is at that moment. I don't want to stop it and then go somewhere else and check. I can just print what I want and I'm good. So that's why I usually just use print string for it. You can see your values change in real time. How? And what values? There's not enough documentation for this stuff. When I say documentation, I mean the YouTube videos. Yeah, I got it in the blueprint, but how? Let's say I want to do it on this guy. What? Give it a whirl? Where is it and how do I use it? I don't I don't know anything. I don't know anything about it. Debug? Or debug? Okay, this tells me nothing. Cool, now what? This has no information. I mean, I clicked it inside my blueprint. What else would I want to? It's selected. It's right there. Run. But if I have something change like over time, like on a single tick, I'm not gonna see it, right? Right? Play your game. Okay. What am I supposed to see? I don't know what I'm supposed to be seeing here. Yeah, it's all my variables, but it doesn't... Like, when I do something, I want to know what is the value at that point in time specifically. This isn't... A data structure should change. I mean, not on this, it probably won't. I mean, it's kind of cool. I probably need to... I'm more... Like a better use case. Can I search for specific things? It doesn't filter. Excuse me. I started typing. It already froze. So far, it's great so far. Oh man. Oh. Okay, so I can filter this. Can I tell which one it is? Or... I mean... Maybe I'll find some use cases for it. But usually I just want to know, like, hey... Just tell me if this is this thing is running. Let's throw a print string here, and I'm like, cool. That's all I need. Like, how would I check that this ran using the debugger? Because 99% of the time, that's all I need. Is I just want to know if this ran, or what is the value, let's say, of something here during this time. What is the name of it here versus here? But this runs on a single tick, right? Because this happens all at once, one after the other. I don't think I'm going to find out using the debugger easily. But let's print the string. Let's tell me which one it is. That's a break. I don't want to pause it. I don't want to pause it. That's why I don't like I don't like breakpoints, because I don't want to pause the game. That's why I do a print string, and then it'll just tell me in the top left, like, here it is, this value. Here it is, this value. Perfect. I got what I wanted. No pausing. No waiting, going somewhere else. I don't know. I find it really convenient, personally. I mean, personal preference, I think, on that point. I can see the debugger, though, useful for certain scenarios. No scenarios that I'm thinking of right now, but for certain scenarios. July. Oh my god, July. I'm already doing July. I probably need to see like specific use cases, like where I would want to use a breakpoint where I like compared to like just a print string, because I don't know. I personally I don't like breakpoints, because usually I never want to know one thing. I want to know, like, hey, is this firing? Just yes or no. And usually just print string will tell me if it's firing, basically. Yeah, I can do a breakpoint, but then if it doesn't go to that breakpoint where I want it to, then it's not firing, or it hasn't happened yet, kind of thing. And I don't know what. Someone said the print string can print certain values or objects. Well, that's what I use print string for. Yeah. I just plug things into the print string. Great. I love print string. Best node in Unreal. Hands down, best node. It's like the triple S node. Not objects can be printed? What? I'm confused. You said print string can print objects, and they said not objects can be printing. Not all objects can be printed. Well, yeah. But most things you can just get display name, that's all you need. You can get the display name, get the class of the object, do whatever you want. Yeah, there's tons of stuff you can print. Print the values, build a variable. There's nothing that I have wanted to print that I haven't been able to print as of yet. As long as I have access to it in a blueprint, and if I don't have access to it in a blueprint, then it doesn't matter anyway, because I don't have access to it in a blueprint. I'm not using it. So yeah, no problems there. Everything all good and peachy on that side. Okay. What is... Oh, this is the first time I'm packaging in 5.6, isn't it? Ah, shit, this is the first time I'm packaging in 5... Ah. Shit. That means we're gonna run into errors for sure. Oh. Oh. God damn it. Pain. But just think positive. Just because we updated to 5.6 doesn't, and we, means plugins got updated and other things got updated, and there's been a month of progress, does not mean that it's gonna fail right now. Good. See, you didn't fail right now. Hey, Cluster, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Welcome, Leo, as well. Hope you guys are doing well. The power of positive thinking. Oh, please. You're good try there, Leo. Good try. No, you just slightly mistimed it, I think. But I mean, that was really good effort. I've been targeting Windows for shipping. Yeah, it would have been absolutely. It would have been one hell of a clip. If it wasn't for the fact that the bottom is transparent, but I mean, with a good enough, editing, you could, because the bottom section of Unreal doesn't really change, you could probably, edit it, cut it out from like when it does crash and time it with this and be like 3, 2, 1, and then just time it properly. Show the log. I'm not touching anything while it's going. I'll open the log once it crashes. I trust nothing. I have such a bad history with this. If you have errors, you can stop now. Well, I don't know if I have errors. That's why I need it to finish. It'll tell me if I have errors, but I bet it'll. Usually the errors it gives me are bullshit. Like, hey, just reopen this file and hit compile again, and it'll go away. That kind of bullshit errors. So that's usually what I need to do. I just need to do that to like 20 things for some reason. Like a material. What's happening? I'm packaging the game. Bottom right. Right. This way. Right below. I'm packaging it because we need to do it for the devlog. Which is, the fun thing, right? When you package. You can tell you don't launch Unreal from Visual Studio. Blue Sneaker. This is not the entire thing is blueprints. I don't use C++ or any coding in this entire game. First time here. We don't do this coding, thing you speak of. You always package twice? Twice because it fails the first time? Or twice because... Well, I don't know why else you would do twice. Sometimes the first time stuff doesn't get loaded. That's odd. I would hope things get loaded. There was one time when I was having all the packaging issues before I updated my BIOS, where I packaged it and then just my left and right click just wouldn't work. Why? I don't know. And then I repackaged it, and then it was fine. Because I guess, fuck me, I guess. Don't worry, it could be worse. He could be one of those convinced that C++ is the only way to code, and Visual Scriptum doesn't exist and it's a waste of time. Am I using the async loading screen plugin? No. What does it do? Since 4.27 until 5.6, you still have this issue? I mean, that's... yeah, that's not a good issue to have, for sure. It's wonderful? What is it? Does it somehow tell when... I mean, you can play loading screens? But I mean, you could do that anyway with stuff, right? Hey, Cludos, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. You know, it's still going, which is, you know, a great so far. I only have one map? No, I have multiple. I have 3 levels, technically, plus the boss levels, plus the hub, plus the main menu. You never had to package twice to get it working personally? Before I updated my BIOS a few months ago, I had to package something like a few dozen times and hope and pray. Async loading screen is only possible in C++. Oh. I already have loading screens, so I'm good. Basically, my loadings, I just have a widget that says loading, and it goes away when the dungeon is loaded, which is basically when the level is loaded. Then my player spawns in, and then I take off the thing. After I think another like 0.2 seconds or something, like a little delay. Why it would crash? Oh, like previously? Oh yeah. So what would happen before? And Final Fantasy actually fixed this problem for me, basically. The game, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, fixed it for me. Oh, Rebirth. It fixed it for me because effectively, whenever I would package, it would just fail, and it would say like one of the workers failed, and don't know what it means. Don't know. No one has any answers online. But updating the BIOS fixed all my problems, and I was able to package, you know, more or less fine after that. So I don't know. You're using a tiny amount of C++, very small. Nothing wrong with that. So when it takes too long, normally it would give up. It gives up. Now it's definitely not just the duration. It was, I think, the CPU was just having issues, because I think that's what was the problem. But yeah, when I updated the BIOS, everything was fine. I also had no issues then with Final Fantasy, because of that, basically, that I learned how to fix it. So I was glad, happy. You learn Uni has some sort of method that's effectively just a delegate binder. What does that mean? Some sort of method that's effectively just a delegate. Some sort of method to do what? I'm very curious. You have so many questions about my project settings? Like what? I mean, feel free to ask. What is my plan for patch management? It's to go on YouTube and look up how patch management works in Unreal. because I have no idea how patches even work. This is a prototype, by the way. Let me remind you, this is a prototype. This is not for production, where I'm like, oh, how am I gonna do updates? No, this is a prototype right now. No idea how patch management works. I don't know how patches work in general for games, let alone in Unreal specifically. So I couldn't tell you. So all we need to do is make the perfect game with no bugs of any kind and perfection the first time, and then we just launch that. And if as soon as there's one bug, no, take the whole thing down, we try again. Hey Marcia, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Do I have Visual Studio installed? I think so. It's not part. This is not a Visual Studio project. I think I have it installed because I was trying to learn C++ at one point. Similar to an interface without directly needing an encode reference for the binding. Interesting. That's what you call permadeath game deving? Normally you can't really package a game without. Oh, then I definitely have it installed. What do you mean you don't perfectly make everything work the first time? Look, I've been influenced by this thing called AAA, and you know, I think in order to be successful, clearly the game must not be fully complete and filled with bugs. I think that's how you make it big in this industry. And the more of those two there are, the more it's incomplete and the more bugs there are, that seems the bigger the company is. So if I want to grow to a big company, I need to embrace that. Hey, Stormer, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. And cost 400 mil, yes. And charge $80 per game, plus microtransactions. We're going to charge $100 for horse armor, but there's not going to be a horse in the game. But we'll make sure this horse armor is going to be exclusive. Fill your game with bugs to make money. Got it? Yeah. Hey, Turning Kong, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Controller support, paid DLC. Ooh, I already started adding controller support. You're right. That is a smart thing. I should probably remove the controller support I've put in already and put it behind a paywall. That's smart. See, you're using the big brain now. What says the Apple Lock? Look, I have such PTSD from this thing. Okay? I have such PTSD that I don't want to touch anything in Unreal while it's going. I don't want to touch anything. You don't understand how much PTSD basically this packaging has given me for over a year. I mean, it's not these days, past few months, it's been fine, but for like a good year, this has been such a giant pain in the ass that I can't. Basically, it gave me PTSD.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
I touch nothing. I just sit and pray, and the longer it takes, the more anxiety I get. That's it. You'll give them the Unreal default island and tell them it's a bug. Make them pay for the suffering you must endure. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Try packaging for a server build and a client build. Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, see what I tell you. It never goes perfectly. Unknown cook failure. Yeah, see, those were my favorite. It's complaining about the see, this is such a stupid thing. Unknown structure. It's a known structure. So I just need to open it and compile it, and it's gonna be fine. Okay, which one are these? Blueprints. Also, while I'm here, if you want me to show you any project settings, this is the time. Just let me know what you want to see. I can show, but I might. Pickups, collectibles. See, compiled, no errors of any kind. And now that I've hit a compile here again, it will stop complaining. Yeah, I am. Although that whole list of maps, I don't even have. Oh yeah, I have all the maps. Never mind. Yeah, I have all the maps here. So I have the 3 levels that I go through, the 3 boss rooms currently, the hub where we're in right now, and the main menu. Yeah, here's all the maps. And I have cook only maps. This only affects cook all. Or I think that's the one. I think I did it right. I watched a YouTube video. You could remove some shader targets like Vulcan if not already. I mean, you gotta have a lot of open level by name, and to package it, it needs open level by reference. But I would recommend doing by reference in general. Because by name means if you ever rename a level later on, it breaks things, right? And then you can still select it from the drop down as a reference. Like, you don't need like an object input. You just select from the drop down, which just makes it easier. So I don't know what the use case, I guess, for a name is if for some reason you're storing it as names in general, and then you can use it. Going in the wrong place. You know what? The fact that it only aired on one file, though, that's a big improvement. What contains the structure? It was this file. It was this thing. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. Hitting recompile and just saving it usually fixes the problems, which is, again, you would think that it would recompile it if it needed to, or at least try to in the package. But you did the hard thing today and started learning C++. Good luck. I wish you the best with it. What are the fields type of structure? Oh, they're like I think static mesh and some like floats and stuff like that. Basically, it's just I think it's sprites, static meshes, floats, normal stuff. Yeah, I've tried learning C++ now like at least 3 to 4 times, and every time I try to learn C++, I just get bored. It's not for me. I think that's fine. You know, not everything's for everyone. And I'm okay with that. Do I have other languages backgrounds? Yeah, it's called English. And American. Oh, packaging complete. Look at that. Literally, what was the problem with that file? I had to open it, hit compile, no errors, save, and now it's fine. I don't understand packaging. You speak English and bad English? Yeah, there you go. Am I using Subversion? I do not know what that is. I am using Git for backups. Yeah. Yeah, it works. I'm just gonna zip this real quick. And then we're gonna double check something else. You're getting pretty heavy into VR modding, so you might have to bite the bullet and learn C++/Lua yourself. I mean, if you're doing modding, then I imagine you need to definitely know programming. Yeah. You try Resavil on the two folders. Resave all. You can try resave all on the two folders, the one containing the struct and the blueprint. Oh, Fresh here rewrites the files. Interesting. And blueprint structures need to be compiled after changes. It won't do it auto. It does. It will recompile if you hit play, usually in editor. So if you make a change to a blueprint, write everything, every file in Unreal that uses the struct will become compile now kind of thing. Now, if you save that struct and you hit play, it will automatically compile because it will automatically compiles everything on play. So it'll just compile everything for you. The other thing you could do is just save that struct and hit and quit, and then when you reopen Unreal, it automatically compiles things on load. So there's multiple ways of having it to auto compile everything that a struct is containing. But let's open up our package and let's take a look. Yeah. Oh, it works so well. Escape, escape. Oh, that works. Hold on. Controller. Oh, full controller support. Select B. The buttons I need to reorder. Reset up, I think, for the controller side. But who cares? That worked. Oh, oh, right. Yeah, sorry. I'm going to no one use the controller because remember we're changing that to be behind the paywall as discussed earlier by chat. Yeah, we're moving that and putting the controller part behind the paywall. So no one use the controller in this package build. Thank you. You know what? I'll even put the mouse behind the paywall. I mean, honestly, you shouldn't need a mouse. You should be able to just run around and attack in a single direction. That should be fine. Ricky behind the paywall. To easy packaging this way, if you want to multiplayer, you need to download and compile Unreal from source, then compile the game for server, and then compile your game for client. It's days of time. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not doing that. Pay per key. Oh my god. See, Stormrun is a genius. That's where it's at. Instead of I'm not gonna log anything, but you have to just your login has to be your credit card number and your password has to be the last few digits, the last 3-4 digits of your on the back of your credit card. And once you have that in, and your expiration date, that will be your login. And when you log in, then you just play normally, but every time you press a button, it will charge you. And every time you hold down the button, it'll scale how much it's charging you, right? So it's going to be an incremental increase. This is genius. That's how we make our money back. Excellent. See, you guys are so smart. This why you guys should be making the big bucks. No need to recompile again. There's actually an option. So in the project settings for packaging, there's an option down here that says full rebuild. Theoretically, I don't have to do a full rebuild every time I package, but I heard it's better to do full rebuilds than not. So I've kept it on. Careful, AAA companies will catch on. I would say, no, yeah, we should totally be careful, but let's be honest, a lot of them are doing even worse things. Facebook to paper letter for posts. I mean, depends how you look at it. It's already like that. What does the tooltip say? Oh, for the full rebuild? If enabled, a full rebuild will be enforced each time a project is being packaged. If disabled, only modified files will be built, which can improve iteration time. Unless you iterate on packaging, we recommend full rebuilds on packaging. So I don't iterate on packaging. I mean, I iterate just the game, but I don't iterate specifically packages. So that's why it says we recommend full rebuilds on packaging. I keep it on. It doesn't take super long right now. Maybe if it took like a super long time, I would reconsider. But you know, you guys saw, like, right? It was like 30 minutes or so, right? Like it's less than an hour total with like fixing errors. So I think for now it's fine. This one, by the way, languages one is so weird to me. Because where's the languages option? Where's the localization stuff? This. You could do English and you can have like these 3 configured things, which is like, it gives you like only the letters that it, like English, French, or whatever it is. Chinese, Japanese, Korean is CJK. But if I want, like, what I was doing the test with is Brazilian Portuguese, I have to do all in order to get it. I can't do like, oh yeah, only package this one. So I don't understand this internationalization sport too much, but not a big deal. But yeah, okay, so that's package done. So we can go back to what we were doing, which is we were setting up radial burst. Now it says on dash, but now we're changing it to be on hit. By the way, I was thinking yesterday, I might remove my power up. Did you cook your maps too? When you just do package, it cooks everything for you automatically. Yeah, you could do cook all first and then package, but if you just do package, it automatically cooks. So I just do package. I was thinking yesterday to remove like either Thunderstep or Booming Arrival. Basically make it so we'll still have the explosion on dash, but it would only be at the end of your dash, not at the beginning of the dash. Or it would be on both at the same time, start and end. But I feel like doing only at the end or only at the start is better, because otherwise, the reason I was thinking that is, like, right now I want to do the radial explosion, and then means for every dash ability or dash related effect, we would need 2 power-ups. And I don't feel like that's a fair thing for the dash abilities to require 2 power-ups to get kind of like the maximum effect of it. So I was thinking either dash should only trigger when you dash, like at the start, from where you dash from, or where you dash to. It can also be per ability. Like maybe some abilities are better at the end, some abilities better at the start, kind of thing. But that's the idea I had. I was like, I don't know if I'm happy with them having separated out and basically doubling everything. ChatGPT said it eats energy, and when you ask complex questions, you're feeding it a lot, and that's it. It wants all the energy. By the way, Stormrun, because you use ChatGPT a lot, I recommend using Grok, Twitter's AI for Unreal. It's actually really good. Like I've been using it a lot for Unreal stuff, and I'm actually impressed. Like it's not gonna give you node for node how do you set up like everything perfectly, right? But compared to ChatGPT, it is considerably better. So I've never used Gemini, so I can't speak on that one though. Plus, there's a cache and it only cooks what it needs. We're getting caked up heroes. Petring Dawn. What? DeepSeek is great. Is D2? I've never used it. Does it give you reference links? Yes. Yeah, I'll show you. All right, so here. I just click Grok here on the left, right? In Unreal Engine 5, what do we want to do? How do I move an object along a spline? Simple. I think it doesn't always search. Sometimes it just knows. Yes, ChatGPT does give links to my channel. So this one they need to search, but when it searches, it usually tells you. I guess. Oh, here I can say, what do people recommend online? And now it says searching, and I believe now you'll be able to get links, if I recall. Yeah, right there. So now it gives you the sources right there. So I can click that, and there's the source. Okay, so at any time, I'm like, okay, it checked these files. You know, like it checked this video file. How to make an object follow a spline path. And same thing here. So you could get, you have all the links, and then here's also at the bottom, if it searches, then here's all the websites that it looked at. Here's the links for everything. Go check out, you know, the sources. Check out the, you know, 80 level, stuff like that. So yeah, for Unreal specifically, it's really good. I mean, in general, it's been really good. But for Unreal, more so, because it does a really good job with searching. And because Unreal is constantly updating, it has to do it basically by search. And I think search, it does really well. Search and data. But, I mean, honestly, yeah, you know what, Blue Sneaker? You're actually onto something. ChatGPT does recommend my videos when you ask it PCG questions. So maybe instead I should be recommending you guys use ChatGPT. So that way I get my videos recommended more. See, that's big brain. You know, that's... I like the way you think. You worked with Gemini, ChatGPT, and Grok. Grok is better. Nice. He's Grok that guy off of Guardians of the Galaxy, the tree, man. Man, that's Groot. Let's say ChatGPT gives you sources all the time and videos. Yeah. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying for personally, from what I've experienced, is Grok is more accurate and does a better job. Not telling you to stop using ChatGPT, but I would recommend trying it out and see, like, do a comparison between the two for yourself. You know, use whichever one you prefer. Zoom Grok 3.5. Was one just kind of make stuff up, then say sorry, not gaslighting it. Grok has been pretty good. Occasionally he will tell you a node that is incorrect, but if you tell him no, that node doesn't exist, then it's been pretty good about, oh yeah, sorry, let me fix that, and then he'll give you the proper nodes actually. Because I know with ChatGPT, it a lot of times has been like, no, like it tells you, yeah, you're right, it's not correct, but then it'll give you another made-up node that's basically the same node but just slightly different name, and then you just go in a circle. I've had that too many times, ChatGPT. Someone put ChatGPT in a fish on a wall. Oh my god. The singing bass fish. If someone could put ChatGPT into one of those. You know, one of these. Oh my god. Please. Someone needs to make that. Someone needs to make that you could talk to it. You already where whenever it talks, it moves its head. Oh my god, that'd be so good. Oh, someone already did it with Alexa? Nice. I said the cursed word, I had to check. My god, that would be so good. All I need is a Raspberry Pi and a connection to the internet. Yeah, that'd be kind of nice. Oh yeah, radial burst. We're doing projectiles on hits, and we were setting up. I remember what we were setting up. Let me open stuff that we were setting up. I wish, like, the things people do with Raspberry Pis is insane. I will say, like, that's like one of the few times, like, I wish I had any kind of understanding and desire to learn coding, because the things I see people do with Raspberry Pis is insane. It's like, oh, you want X thing, or here you go, take a Raspberry Pi. Terrible name, by the way. Side note, just terrible name. All of their Pi stuff, terrible names. How is that? Why is that what they went with? For search engine optimization, this is terrible. But that's beside the point. Yeah, yesterday we set up this, which gives us radial burst enabled, radial burst, and wait. Oh, we just have a multi-directional input, yeah, because that's what it is. Forward vector. Okay, so what we need to do to shoot it in 4 directions is have a function that triggers execute projectile attack with the right settings 4 times, which should be relatively simple. So let's do execute multi-directional projectile. And we'll set it up actually to also have an option of how many projectiles. Because that way, and then we'll just divide the 360 by that many. So if we want to do, instead of 4 directions, we do 3, we'll be able to in the future, which will be great, because we want more modularity. Let's go projectile count. Integer. Now, I guess we just do a for each loop, for loop. Unreal, Epic, please. When I search for loop, you see how this one's highlighted? I know in your organization, this also says for and loop, and it's the first one on top. But when something matches exactly, can we please make it so it will select this? Click the star to make it favorite. I've never noticed the star. I don't know how many, because it only appears when you hover over it. I've never noticed the star. Ever. So thank you, Cluedo. How long has that been there? How long has that been there? There's a panel that shows a palette of functions on a section of favorites. You learn something new every day. Yeah, seriously. Star is just a checkbox in a funny hat. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's literally what I wanted. So, I mean... Thanks. Yeah, never mind, Epic. You don't need to do anything. Except maybe make that star a bit more noticeable. That'd be great. But, you know, that one's like now a minor thing, you know. Okay, well, now we have that. So now we can take the projectile count, which I guess I'll default it to 2. Oh, just 2 by default. What we need to do is do an execute projectile attack. It is going to be multi-directional. And then we need to do...
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Need to wait for ads. And then we need to do some stuff. Unreal is the original rabbit hole. Want to hear a weird thing about Unreal Blueprints? Yeah. Always. What's weird about them? I mean, aside from many things. Instead of linking nodes from right to left, connects the nodes top to bottom. Wait, what do you... What? I mean, I normally click left to right. I don't even do right to left. What do you mean top to bottom? I don't think I fully understand what you mean. You know, you can categorize inside categories for functions and variables like folders. Yeah, that one I know. So if I want to put a thing in here, I just put a vertical bar, and then I could do like hi, and now it's gonna be inside of card hi. Yeah, you can have sub things. This one, yeah, that one I know, but that because that one is like more. Like I actually like Googled that one. This one, like, because I never noticed the star ever. That wasn't even a thought that I had. That oh yeah, you could favorite a drop down. When you're using gameplay tags, do you use the component gameplay tag array or just gameplay tag container? I use gameplay tag containers, and then I can then go and get the gameplay tag from there. Like whatever I want. Because you can do a break gameplay tag container, and then you can get all your gameplay tags that you currently have on them. And then you can do a, for each loop, to do a something on every single gameplay tag. And then from here, you can do a switch on gameplay tag. And now you're going to go through all your gameplay tags. And depending on which gameplay tag it is, you can do something different on it. And that's, yeah. You can. And that's if you're, whatever your original container is for gameplay tags, which is how I store all mine from a character. Oh, you just had a weird. Okay, the vertical thing was not a. Now, horizontal is definitely the way to go. There are some programs that do vertical layouts. I personally don't like those. Like for example, Nuke, Houdini do vertical nodes. I much prefer horizontal. I don't know why. I think it's mostly because the window is typically wider than it is tall, so it just makes more sense. Why for loop on gameplay tag? If you have like a container having a bunch of gameplay tags, and you want to do something different, if you have X gameplay tag or Y gameplay tag or Z gameplay tag, you want to do something different for each one, you just loop on them. Like, I know you can do this. Oh, hold on. Does this not... Oh, god damn it. Why is this... Okay, see, I've never actually tried this one. This is better. This just does all those nodes in one. I just noticed. I've never tried the switch because I was expecting it to give me every single gameplay tag as an option, but no, this just does what I want. So I guess switch on gameplay tag container is better. Yeah, just use that instead. Oh well. Good job, me. Integration. Basically, I should have just duplicated the thing. It's fine. And this is obviously going to be multi-directional. Okay, can I... no. Yeah, this is fine. So what we need to do is just... How's attack info not here? Oh, it is. plug all this in. It's fine. Why use hashtag instead? Because if you're trying to go through 20 tags, you don't want to do 20 hashtags. And you might want to do some, like, if you have tag apple, but you want to do the apple thing. If you have tag pear, you want to do the pear thing. You don't want to do the apple thing if you don't have the apple tag, but you have the pear tag, right? You want to do it based on tag. So, but we just learned, the switch apparently is what I wanted. But learn something new every day. Input tag type. Okay, there we go. So that's gonna all pass through. Now, what I'll probably need to do is, oh yeah, I'll just execute. I need to think about this past me using the attack in funnel. I might be. Hold on a second. Search all. Give me a place where I use the execute projectile attack. I'm not even plugging anything in here. Oh wait, this is the receive notify. I Am I not sending any information through? I'm setting the attack info through here. That's the override. Oh, something like this. Check Discord. Yeah, but this is not getting me what I want. Right, this is for a different setup. This is giving me one result when I want multiple results. Right, this is different. This will execute one thing if I have all of this. That's not what I was talking about. I want to do a switch. So if I have apple tag, I do apple thing. If I have pear tag, I do pear thing. If I have apple thing and no pear, I just do apple thing. If I have no apple thing and a pear, I do just the pear thing. That's what that was the whole thing I was showing. I'm switching on gameplay tag. And this is like checks, because you could just check tag contains it's like this. I have can checks here, can dash, and most of the stuff just has this. Here's my gameplay tags. Here's the tags that I'm checking. As long as I do not have any of these container tags, I'm good. You don't need to do switch on string. We just learned we could do switch on gameplay tag container, apparently. I thought it was going to give me every single gameplay tag known to mankind, but you can just have them all in here as plugged in, and then just specify your outputs. This is just, This is what I wanted, but I was just doing it through 5 steps. But there you go. One note, switch from gameplay tag container. It's great. If there's a problem related to parent, like you can't select parents, you need to check children for something? No. If I do, if I search for has tag, for example, there's this exact match is an option. If true, the tag has to be exactly present. If false, then tag container will include its parent tags while matching. And this is the big one. This is the one that you probably need to watch out for. So for example, you can have like fruit, apple, core, right, as sub things. Fruit.apple.core. And you could add fruit.core, and then but you didn't add fruit.apple. And I believe it would return false if you tried to do fruit.apple because you didn't add that one specifically. Or it was vice versa. I always forget. But either way, yeah. Usually I never use that. Yeah, same for non-containers. Yeah, that option is... Yeah, this is the same. But this is checking a tag in a container, in this case. What are you trying to do for non-containers? And a container is just basically, think of an array of gameplay tags. That's all it is, effectively. A single gameplay tag is just a single gameplay tag. You don't need to check anything. You just have the one gameplay tag. And you can check... like I don't have a gameplay tag here. Let's add a new variable. Gameplay tag. Regular gameplay tag. Right. So I have a regular single gameplay tag, and I'm just check if it is equal to another gameplay tag. If that's what I want to do. But that was just a single gameplay tag. Nothing special about it, right? It's not a container. It's not a like an array of gameplay tags or anything like that. There's no quote-unquote exact match option. Well, because it's already out of basically an exact match. Right? It has to be exactly the same. So if it goes, you know, apple core or fruit apple, then it'll be fruit apple. You have to have that. That's the problem. I've never personally used the exact match thing. So like I haven't needed any I haven't seen any use cases for it personally. So that's probably the problem. The main problem with it. So we need to do this. Then split it. Multiply it by the index. Why can I call it an index? Okay, odd. I have something here called index. Did I name something index by accident in the global? I wouldn't be surprised if I did that. All those colors, what do you do if you're colorblind? The same thing you would do for everything else. Just read the text. And just look where the paths are going. It's not like you have zero information if you have no colors. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Unreal did. That seems like something you would have as a big engine. Oh, this is not. No, I don't need to multiply it here. I need to take the local index, multiply it by to float. Well, 360 divided by projectile count to get projectile count. Make these floats, please. Yeah. And I would like to have this be a float. Thank you. And that goes in here. So that then gets multiplied by the local index, and then added to here. And then we do a make rotator. And then get forward vector. Bam. There's also control scroll zoom. What do you mean a control scroll zoom? You can scroll, but if you hold control, nothing changes, still scrolls. Or do you mean for something else? Hover over the pins gives you the type. Yeah, there's lots of ways to get you the information. You can hover over the path as well and gives you the type. So, also, I'm sure there's a way. You can control zoom to go in further. Oh. I've never needed to. But now I learned I learned a lot of new things today. Today has been very educational, at least for me. I've never needed to zoom in further, but can I go out further? No, I can't go out further, but I can zoom in. I've occasionally wanted to zoom out more, but no, that one's too bad. I can't have that one. So hold on a second. See, this is what I'm talking about. To float. Keep it afloat, please. I might need to actually make this you know what? I'm making this a local variable. $360. The problem why I'm making this a local variable with it, by the way, is because for some reason in Unreal, when you're dealing with, like especially division, where you are dividing and you want a float value because it's going to be a decimal point, like in this case, potentially. if you keep things input as integer and output as float, it will sometimes still return you an integer and then convert it to a float. So you will lose all the decimal points. And so, but if you have this as like a variable that is definitely a float, then it's like, oh yeah, okay, we'll keep float. I don't know why. That's a C++ thing. It's not Unreal Engine. More reasons to shit on C++. I appreciate it. I could always use another thing. Oh, matches tag. Oh yeah, there you go. Tag 1, tag 2. I almost never have, and there's the exact match. I never used this before. I've never needed to check for tags, like to compare them. So there you go. Thanks, ChatGPT. Yeah. I think it's whatever's the topmost, but no. Because I've definitely had float and then integer, and then it's... I mean, it could be. Maybe I had integer. Either way, if the output is a float, I would want it to output a float, not an integer that turns into a float. But that's me. That's a me thing. Okay, so how are we going to do this now? Do I even need this attack info? Hold on. Where's this attack info used? Attack info. Yeah, I have the whole projectile start off. Okay, so I am using all of this. So I'm setting in through... just the attack info. No? Oh, you know what it is? I think I know what it is. I think I know why my confusion. I think. You. It's because it goes through execute attack, not through that notify. Those notifies are old. I'm not using those anymore. That's why. Now it's going to execute attack, and then it does this. Yeah, see now it's making more sense. It does this one, not the other one, which does send through the attack info and all the other information. Okay. C++ is heavily type oriented. It seems to be powerful in that regard, but yes, makes it complicated to learn. I mean, I think that's just any coding language, honestly. It's complicated to learn. I'm already learning another language. I don't need to learn a third language. I currently know 1.75 languages. Or like 1.66. 1.75 languages. I know English. I can understand my native language. I refuse to speak it. And you'll find me hard pressed to read it. And then I'm learning Japanese. So I know like 1.75 languages. The only thing you're missing from C++ that isn't in Blueprint is a 2D array. What is a 2D array, and how is that different from just an array? Like, why do I have to use a struct workaround to get an array of structs or of arrays? get an array of structs of arrays? Oh, like you want an array of arrays. Oh, yeah. See, that I would love to have. Like, I would love to have a map variable that has like an array as the second input. That'd be awesome. Also, welcome in Cyberpunk Zombie, and welcome in Sandro and Guguts. Well, everyone just shows up at the same time. Welcome in, everyone. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. American English is the linguistic equivalent of a mugging. Hold on, I have something for that. Okay, you know what I have to say to that? Meh. That's why I think of your mugging. I had to go out and find this. This is my mug. If no one's ever seen this mug because I barely ever use it. This is my mug. This is how I feel, always and forever. And so I got it as a mug that really represents how I feel and everything. Yes. And thank you for the good luck on packaging. Thankfully, packaging failed only once with a stupid error as always, and then we got it working. American English is the proper English, as there are 360 million of us, so we must be right. I don't think that's how that works. I'm pretty sure being right is not mean just a bigger number of people saying it. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case. Welcome in, Nash fan. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Sure, project. What am I doing? We're setting up a multi-directional attack. Ads are about to start. I'll show it after the ads, which are about to play, because I don't want to do it during the ads. But yeah, I'll show after the ads. So I guess here, when we do execute attack, problem is I need to get the attack info. How do we get the attack info? Oh, yeah, I can make attack info. For this.
Ads are here.
Yeah, there's the
Pausing
ads.
for ads.
I mean, I could set it up, but I would need to know the projectile and all that information. Oh no, it's Luch. Wait, what? You know what would be funny? If during the pixel effect, you'll pixelate the screen and you'll be in the middle of explaining something, but it's pixelated. I mean, that's up to you guys to time that. You have voice changer for the pixel effect as well? Like you're undercover? Woo! Celebrate! Yay! Party. Ads are almost done. I'll show the game. Okay, ads are done. So this is a action RPG roguelike deck builder. Here's my deck down here, and I can put cards into it to build the deck. And when I can have meta progression items, and there's the active items that I can have. For example, I have this as an active effect that just shoots enemies because one of the bosses has it. You can have different attacks here. There's a nice progression shop based on currencies you get. And you can buy cards for your deck. And when you put them in you'll be able to customize the deck however you'd like, because that is the cards that are used in your run. So the way it works is down here, you can see is this bar. It's basically effectively an XP bar. And when it gets to one of these notches, it will actually go ahead and fill up, and you'll be able to choose one of the cards you put into your deck from 3. So you can see I killed some enemies, right? Ah, not running away. I need to really reduce the amount of enemies, I think. But, you know, it's fine, it's fine. You know, we just recently set it up. But basically, right, you kill the enemies. Once you kill enough enemies, you go ahead and get a portal to fight the boss. And you fight the boss and you progress to the next area. Get back here. But basically, if you fill up the entire thing, you basically get this, which is one of your 3 cards, or 3 of your cards in your deck. So if you want to have a run where you kind of only see certain cards, or you basically customize the run effectively how you want. So if you want to focus on a damage only run where you only put cards that deal damage and nothing for the defense, you can. And then that's what you get. But you only get 1 card, right? So you, of the 3 cards that are shown to you, you can only choose one of them. So for example, I can get extra damage. And now I'll do a little bit more damage. Now, so the top left says 47.25 on that attack instead of 45 because I do 5% more damage. And then you just continue through until you fight the bosses. And now, actually, I got the natural one. So now I can do cleave. So cleave now, I can do a much bigger attack. So you can see the attack is considerably bigger because basically everything stacks. This is all the power-ups that we have currently. There's quite a bit of them. The plan is to have 100 unique power-ups, things stacking. So right now, for example, this is the debug screen, I can have myself in an airblade. Airblade makes my attacks shoot a projectile instead. So you can see I now shoot this horizontal projectile, which by the way goes through objects, but not through enemies. And then if I wanted to, right, let's say I unlocked multi-hit, I can get multi-hit, which then makes me spawn more projectiles. So now I spawn more projectiles on attack. And then what I can have is also, for example, if I grab myself a where's the black hole, the shockwave. If I grab myself a shockwave now, right? So that same attack. Why are they moving? Why are they? Why? What? Every time I think I fixed that, it's now. So my attacks now do knockback. So not only do my projectiles now shoot multiple, but there's now a knockback to them effectively. Now, that probably needs to not be as powerful. I probably need to modify that and give it a cooldown on affecting enemies or stuff like that, or only have a certain amount of knockback, but you can see. Die already. Yeah. That's kind of the where it is currently. And there's multiple floors to this, so right there's, you can see there is a downstairs. You can go downstairs. You could also go take the stairs like everyone else, like normal people. You know. Oh. Come on. I died. But you get the point. That's the game so far. Look at all that blood. That took a while to do. Yes, all the good blood. Guys, he's trying to say Yu-Gi-Oh collection? No. It's not Yu-Gi-Oh. Come on. This is clearly Pokemon. Actually, never mind. With Nintendo the way they are, this is clearly Magic the Gathering. Well, actually, well, it's isn't great either. Shit. Yu-Gi-Oh it is. You know what? I was showing you my Yu-Gi-Oh collection. They haven't done much wrong, have they? Hey, Nullway, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Struggle Lion Unreal Engine, but for mobile game, SDK, NDK. Whew, yeah, I don't know any coding, so you already know more than me in that regard. Metal Slug meets Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So I think what we can do is, the way we can do this, because I wanted to do it on hit or on a certain effect, we have the, let's go to my player one. Right, we have, let's say this attack, right? Why is this Emax? Because this is the old one, I think. Yes, if I go to, let's say, Airblade. Right, so we have projectile, melee, and spell. What I can do is give it another attack type. Oh, you guys can't see because I'm blocking it. Projectile, melee, and spell here. I can give it another attack type, and then based off of either an attack type or realistically, it is still a projectile. So I'll need to just set it to give it another option here for the attack info, to give it the option to tell it to be multi-directional. And then, yeah, I see the Boolean multi-directional. And then we can reuse this basically on the animation. I can tell it to shoot the multi-directional attack, quote unquote, and time it when I want it. And if I want to do it on hits, then we can check if I was hit or whatever it is. Because it'll be based off of the animation. So if I do it on the hit animation, then it should work. Yeah. So let's modify. You. Here's the question. Will it crash if I add a variable? No, this one's fine. Okay. Good. Metal Slug is stopped. I think I played Metal Slug on those arcades, like when I was a kid. But other than that, I've never like played like the actual games. Are you animating Unreal Engine or do you do it in another program? Neither. So one second, I'll explain in a second. This is a multi-directional projectile. It's going to be a true false. Is all I need. Projectile offset. Yeah, I'll go here. I'll press play where it just compile everything. So if you look at my character, this is Manny. He's just a directional sprite, right? if I eject, right, this is just a sprite of the Unreal mannequin. All of the enemies you saw were the ones that were doing a directional movement were either Paragon characters or other free characters I got from Epic. I don't think we've implemented any enemies. No, we implemented one enemy now from somewhere else, but they're all originally ones I got in Unreal with animations already. So I export the animated versions from Unreal into Blender. In Blender, I have a setup that does a directional sprite animation, sprite rendering. And then from Blender, then I go to a sprite to assemble the sprite sheets. And from the sprite sheets of a sprite, I go back to Unreal and just plug in the stuff there. So that's kind of my workflow. So I don't create the animations from scratch. I'm not an animator. Like I can do like some animation if I have to, but it's definitely not like. Will it break if you add variable? You mean when structs breaks? I can show you. There's a few structs that if I add variables to it, it will just crash Unreal. Like it refuses to. And those are the ones that are on the character usually. So if on my character, if I search for character info, right? So I have this. Base stats, movement speed, weapon stats, resistances, and I believe if I modify base stats, so I'm saved right now. Everything's saved. But if I hit add variable, oh, it's actually fine. Has it been finally fixed in 5.6? Let's go on movement speed. Are we going to be okay? Are we actually okay finally? So previously, what was happening is I would add a variable. We're actually okay on these. Holy shit. I would add a variable and just all of Unreal would crash. I really wish. I mean, it seems like 5.6 might have finally fixed that issue. But in general, for structs, I wish they didn't autosave and auto update on every single like change. Personally, like I wish I could just do like add a variable, set it up the way I want, and then hit save, and then it will propagate to like the children that are using the struct. But that's not the way it is, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's why I said I wonder if it'll crash when I do this, because in the past it has. But now that we have this multi-directional projectile, which is off by default, we can go here. And then we can do a branch. And I just want to know if it is a multi-direction projectile. If it is not, then it will do the regular execute projectile attack. And if it is, then it will do the multi-directional projectile. Get the same stuff plugged in here. There you go. Whereas problems with structs, sometimes you had to go through like 15 blueprints where you have where you've used that struct and reconnect pins and delete and add struct again. Oh, it was a mess. I mean, even like again in 5.5, so what would happen, right, is I would try to add a variable to the struct. Like I just want to add a variable. I'm not deleting variables or anything. I just want to add one. So I had to add all of Unreal crashes. And the problem is, because you can't add a variable. And what I would like, I found like, well, you could duplicate it and then add a variable, and it's fine. So it's not the struct. Like the struct itself is not the problem. It's whatever it's doing when it's like trying to propagate it to every single thing otherwise. And effectively, if I then on the duplicate added the variable, set it up, and then I deleted the struct and I said replace with this struct, right? Same type, same everything, it's duplicated from the struct. And I replaced it, it would break all the connections. It would actually not only break the connections, it would remove that variable in many places. It was like broken beyond belief. So I'm surprised that it was fine right now, and I'm happy it was fine right now. No fix it. No, I don't know. Nothing was working, but whatever it is, it seems like it's fixed now. Well, I guess this is not really wood. It's like, I don't know what the table is, but it's not real wood. I don't want to knock on my floor. They're neighbors. Never mind, I won't knock on wood. I'll just hope. I'm not superstitious to begin with, to be fair. By the way, you should never tell, if you're superstitious, you should never tell me, kind of thing, like in real life, because I'm such an asshole. If I learn like you have OCD, you will start seeing a lot of OCD stuff from me. Nothing that like it matters that much, but like I am definitely I am definitely the kind of guy to do shit like this. I'm not showing tryptophan. I'm definitely the kind of guy to do this. Although is tryptophan the where I will just one tile will just be off. just one. When I used to play Minecraft, I did that. I did that a lot in some places. Like I would be like, "Oh, this is a perfect like a perfect like build with like perfect like uniform everything," and I would just make one thing off. Nothing that would be like, oh, like nothing that would stop anyone from using it, but just have a card that has the best bonus, but the UI has shifted elements. Ah. The card disintegrates if you die and only rarely shows up. It's a cool idea. You know what? I'll put it as a I'll put it over here. It's a interesting idea. I don't think I'll ever make it, but I'll write it down in case I feel like it. Modify UI card with power up / curse. But that's something I haven't thought about, just modifying the UI with power ups or curses. Because theoretically I could make one of the curses smaller vision or something like that, like narrower vision, or change the, or like closer, make the camera closer, or tons of stuff like that that would just is a debuff or a buff or whatever it is, right? Because we have curses, right? You could get a negative curse on a card, Maybe one of them just zooms in your camera more, and then you just see less around. Or adds a vignette, or yeah. Now it's not literally what you described, but it made me think about, hey, you know what? Theoretically, we could do that. Projectile count. Oh, we need to add also. When we do multi-direction projectile, add another variable. Oh, that's so good. Multi-directional projectile count. We'll make it 4 by default. You're so good at this, making ideas vicariously. Have I done quests? No. We're not there yet. We're not there at the like lore or quest or like that kind of stuff yet. We're just I'm still at the prototype phase where I just want to get fun and satisfying gameplay. And then things like quests and lore and, you know, like fleshing things out will go after. So theoretically now, let's see if this works. What I can do for now is on the player. Put it here. On number 7. Let's do projectile count 4. Attack info. Let's make projectile. I mean, none of this really matters. Projectile matters though. That matters. Spell bolt. Oh, I just realized. I don't need to plug in the projectile count here because I can get it from the attack info. I can break it from here because we just added it. Here. So that's an unnecessary input. There you go. And then we just need to update it here because we don't need that anymore. Nice. And then here, we also don't need that. And then, why do I need the input attack type? Oh, it's gonna play the animation. It's gonna play the animation. It shouldn't. Oh, about to find out. Oof. Okay, why can't... why is my movement broken? Hold on a second. Why is my movement broken? When I attack, why do things break? I mean, this is all the same. And then this shouldn't be a problem. So what's the problem? Oh god. Oh god, what's the problem? Well, first of all, this is not correct either. That's not the correct angles. Why is that not correct angles? I didn't knock on wood, that's why. I mean, clearly. Quests are a bit tricky. Good luck, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate it. How am I? What did I change? I told it to do that, and just for shits and giggles. This is fine. Wait, what? Wait, what? What did I break? Why is... I think I broke something. How did I break things? Is this true by default? Is multi-directional true by default or something? No? How am I shooting multiple projectiles? True. Why is it true? How is it true? The hell happened? Hold on. Wait. It's off here. Oh, also... No, I added attack info. You're on the right track. I added the on attack info, but currently I'm still using the input. I haven't updated it here to use the attack info one.
Pausing for ads.
So it's still using the just input attack info. And I'm just triggering this. All right, this is multi-directional is off. I'll wait for ads. Check. While ads are going, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Remember going back to check out something you did and forgot to go forward? You were in the past. That's okay. Yeah, that's... The odd thing is I'm not using this anywhere else. Am I crazy? Here. the actual function, right? That's calling it. Oh. Because I'm an idiot and I'm pressing this button. I'm pressing this button. I'm an idiot. So just look. I said I had a headache when I first started the stream, okay? Can we just pretend like that never happened? Just thanks. Thanks. I just want to see here. If I do this, why do I stop being able to rotate when I do it this way? Okay, well, in that case, let's do we'll do a different test. Because clearly this test doesn't work, and I think it's because it needs to go through the execute chain line. So what we're going to do instead is, where's the projectile this attack? We're going to tell this to be a multi-directional one. Oh, that works beautifully. Check that out. Oh, see, now I want that as just a power up. I don't even want to do that on hit. I just want that as general. Now check this out. Hold on. Now, the reason we did it this way is because we do multi-hit, which gets us 4 extra projectiles, but 72% less damage. I might want to not have it as extreme, have less damage, but... I mean, now I'm just tempted to just have it be a power-up where projectiles shoot in 4 directions as just an attack. Screw on hit. We're just gonna make it as a power-up that it just makes it so your attacks just go in 4 directions. We changed this so much already. But, hey Terry, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. So this is really cool, but now here's the problem. If we do it this way, where it's now based off of me having a projectile weapon, that means it needs a melee version. What do we do for melee? What do we do for melee then? Vertical slash? No. I already have a vertical slash with this. Yeah, this is my vertical one. I don't have an effect for it. I should put the effect probably for it, but I could theoretically do the same thing for melee and have it when you attack forward, it does the same attack on all 4 sides. The same swipe, but just on all 4 sides. Why not? It would be then the same effect, effectively. It's just the attack just executes in 4 directions. The problem with melee on that one is There's a problem with me doing that on melee specifically. And I'll show you what the problem is in a second. If we just do this. That's the problem. That's the current hit area. This one needs to be not as far behind me, actually. I need to modify that. That actually should be probably not as far behind me. Oh, but I need it to be that wide, so that's why it's that way. Oh yeah, but it's only the forward area. You played reverse it 2 times. I don't want to make it the attack slower because then a person can just attack. I mean, there is a cooldown in this version if you do it this way. To be fair, I don't want to play the animation 4 times because you get animation locked for longer. Potentially, you can dash out of it, but I could do. I kind of like the idea of having that attack happen in 4 directions. We would need to play around with the attack. Speed of 4x is the same length. No, that causes issues because it's frame-based stuff. If the frame doesn't trigger within the ticks, within the time, it won't trace. So I don't want to mess with that. But in terms of the in terms of this one, I think this is really cool, right? I like this, especially once we do, if you got the multi. Right, that's just really cool. I think I just need to set it up where it would happen on 4 directions. So here's the real thing. Here's the real problem. Is because our character, let's say, is here, and the attack trace is like this, right? It's mostly in front, but it's a little bit on the side as well, and a little bit behind. If we do it on the side, it'll go like this, right? And down, right. And basically, if you're inside of these areas, you're going to get hit by multiple. So realistically, what I probably should do is for this setup, I would need to do a custom trace that does the 4 directions. And then in the array where it checks what it hit, I do an add unique. Instead of just an add, to make sure from all 4, I only get the enemy once. And as long as I only get the enemy once, then it should be fine. So we need to set that up. And then we can theoretically do like a massive, cool... Because, here's the thing, right? If you... imagine if I get myself cleave. I remember where cleave is. Cleave. If I get cleave, I can get like that stacks. So if I got all 3 of these, this is my attack range. But now imagine this attack in all 4 directions. I think that would look really cool. It's a big AoE, but I think it would look really cool. So I think that's what we're going to do. That's our next step, is to make it 4 directional. Yeah. Also, I need to modify then. Let's go back to the player one. Let's turn off multi-direction projectile. So instead, we're gonna make it the multi-directional projectile will not be a variable then. It will be a gameplay tag that we check instead. And then it does 4 directions. That's just what it does by default. And we can maybe a separate one that does a different amount of projectiles, maybe for a different gameplay tag later or something like that. I think that's the plan. But chicken butt. I did mention I have a headache at the beginning of the stream, so it's probably gonna be a short stream, and I think I'm gonna call it a bit early today because, yeah, I probably need to get some sleep to tend to the headache and stuff. But I hope you guys have a lovely weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm looking forward to adding that on Monday. We'll add up the 4-directional melee attack, and that's going to be pretty nice. I think it's going to look really nice. It's going to be one of my more favorite power-ups. It's going to be very powerful. But it is just cleave. It's just a buffed up cleave. Buffed up in a sense. But cleave then will stack really well with it. Oh man, yeah. This is going to be great. Thank you guys so much for watching though. Hope you have all a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Sunday. Might be the video I showed on stream earlier about the gameplay and PCG, or it might be something very special. Keep a lookout for Sunday's video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye!